Did you say this is goblin music?
No, I said I could have done Space Goblin music.
Oh, okay.
And we're actually live now.
Sorry.
All good. So we are up to session 73, and yes, we had an option for Goblin music to start with, but it was Space Goblin music.
So that's for next Tuesday then?
Well, technically, we have a space goblin of sorts.
Yeah, but I was expecting there to be Space Goblin music to be sound like... Actually, maybe you should have used it for the Joel raid.
Yeah. Yeah, that would work. Jawas could be considered space goblins.
Well, they do have the same sort of reputation. At least it's not space rats. Okay, so we are again up to game number session 3 for our D&D Mystara game, where we have the 5 spheres of Mystara dealing with all the elements, going into the storyline of Wrath of the Immortals, dealing with unrest amongst the gods and the peoples, where the current group of adventurers are working for the Redrian's Investigation Bureau. Some days I stutter more than others. And looking into new gods and cults, changes to existing religions, strange events and policy changes in nations and organizations, and technological advancements and wonders.
That's quite a title.
Well, they are 4 separate titles.
Oh.
Just that I can make them all sound like a single one. And online tonight, we actually have title to go with the title.
I think we're thinking about a different title.
I'm just teasing you. We have Stefan, yes.
Yes, I'm going to assume that's my introduction.
It is.
I am playing Tidal Rift, who is a War Nazi monk of the 2 elements currently.
Yes, you have 2 elements behind you.
Yeah, and I just summoned the kettle, so I'm going to mute myself.
All good. Next person online today we have is Ross.
Yes, I am playing Yodri, the swashbuckling guardian of pilfering, the green thieving kleptomaniac, crazy mechanical mind of something beyond the stars. Since when we got introduced, he's being as listed as alien, which is made me feel a lot more relief because he's not classed as a goblin or an orc.
That is kind of a relief.
Yep. And also online tonight we have Em.
Hello, I am playing Zol, the cleric wizard.
Trail Ranger.
The timing was perfect.
Yeah, no, I was watching Josh. He was watching. We have this down pat, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we are investigating things. We're currently on a boat, or are we off the boat?
No,
You're off the boat.
we're at the in the clan hold of Edvin, I think was his name.
That's
Eldvin.
right.
Yeah, because I'm here, you're off the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. We talked with the guy, and he gave us a little bit of information about all the different plans that have popped up. That's right. I remember
Yeah,
now.
and he was putting us up for the night.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep. So
next person up we have is Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. I play Shogun, the Paladin.
Oh god, my eyes.
Paladin.
I was going to say, we have to learn how to synchronously say that all together. It'll have a lot better effect.
Fiery tempered, but always does as good as she can.
And she is doing pretty well so far.
Hmm.
Also, here today in person is Ariadna.
Who is Thala, the seasoned fae druid and guardian of a tree of life, to which I am so highly devoted. I am now currently adventuring to gain stories for my tree's entertainment and education.
Well, considering without the tree there is no life for the elves.
Exactly.
So you try to keep the tree happy.
Yes. Keep the tree happy and healthy.
Okay, we also have NPCs tonight of Imni for Sue, who can't make it, and the Dragonborn Drazzle, who will probably be played by the cat when he makes noises in the background.
I think he's firmly gone to sleep now that he's had his blanket fixed.
He was quite vocal about an hour ago.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we can have Mia voice the X-Beak as well.
Yeah, that'd be appropriate.
So, to give people a background of what happened in the last couple of sessions, you arrived into the area of Vestland to look into the Monastery of the Crushing Wave, a place dedicated to the furtherance of water magic. You went to the... can't remember all the places. The Seaforth Tower. And
Where we lost Tidal?
where Tidal met up with his long-lost one-night stand and daughter, with and who such a long-term story had been written and become a beloved romance novel of the region.
Does that mean everybody knows who Tidal is?
A lot of people do, yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just that that they don't think it's a real person because it's in a book.
Oh, okay.
How could someone actually have done that?
Does that mean Tidal gets rock star
I think that
status?
he's actually named after the book.
There's that too.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Either way, I think that's in good stead.
And you came to the area of Doverfell after leaving behind Tidal, who had disappeared into the water, where you met up with the industrial city there and spoke to a couple of the cults, as they call themselves, because each church there calls themselves a cult.
Okay, that's interesting. Good to know.
And that's where you came across the captain of one of the ships, who every time you look at him you see the word captain.
Oh, yeah.
And he was Mr.
Like
Bob.
our paladin.
Very much in the same vein as our Pathfinder 2 half-orc and our wizard from Pathfinder 2. He's one of your days.
Oh, thanks. I'll get the others.
So you didn't travel with him. Then you found another ship that had smelled of unwashed people. Decided that wasn't for you either, and then joined the crew of Amazonian women who loved having the paladin on board.
Because, paladin.
Yeah.
Well, they were all warrior women, so they respected another warrior woman on board. Then you travelled to the settlement of Tromso, where you found out that the head guy, Ivan the Odd, priest of Odin, is one of the most powerful seers in the region. And so much so that you were announced getting off the ship and walking into his throne room without having to identify yourself.
Yep, and then we had lovely conversations.
You had conversations with him because he was told he was to give you information because his god, Odin, is the god of knowledge.
Wait.
So not to share information is a sin, but to share it with the wrong type of people is also a problem. So unless his god tells him to share it, he doesn't share it.
Lucky for us.
Lucky for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna form those.
Well, the fact that you have a paladin with you is also another reason to trust you. While a paladin can lie, cheat, and steal, they generally can't lie, cheat, and steal against the religion they belong to.
Oh, okay. I did not know that was a distinction.
It is in most settings. A paladin cannot lie, cheat, or steal to anyone
Okay.
ever, and it is believed that they must follow all rules and guidelines. So as long as Chauvel follows the rules and guidelines of her religion, she doesn't care what the governments say or do.
This is reassuring.
So the morality is solely based on the people, which means mistreating a horse is a heinous crime.
Well, I think most of our group would be okay with that.
And the axe-beak returning with a leg of a assailant is not a bad thing.
No, lucky for us.
But a leg of a friend would be pretty horrible. So there's a slight wiggle room there.
Fortunately, we haven't known any of the people who ended up as one of the meals of our lovely feathered friend.
It didn't even eat. Like, they brought legs for me as presents.
Well, that is a little bit wasteful, but at least it wasn't our legs.
He eyed them off a few times.
I have no doubt of that.
And he'd be able to tell you exactly how many times party members need to duck off and excuse themselves.
That's a bit concerning.
Well, he always watches and keeps count.
Yeah, there's something very unsettling about that.
It is, considering he is an ambush predator.
Well, at least we know that he's very skilled at what he does.
And he does come wondering if someone takes too long.
This is also technically a good thing.
And sometimes startling.
Yeah. Let's just say, as an elf, I'm very cautious about where I go to the bathroom.
Okay, so we are picking up from having spent a night in song, food, and as much alcohol as everyone but Yodri could drink.
or as much as my tank could change. There's no limit to that tankard, is there?
I don't know. You've never tested it fully.
I probably don't.
And
I probably have one drink to keep up appearances, but that's about it.
Is it just water, or can you make it like apple juice or something?
I believe it's anything that goes in there comes out as just water.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, it's water. That would be a shame in some things. Like if you're having a particularly good cider or something.
If you want to have other things, you can get the alchemy jug that will then produce other things for you. And with the morning meal, you hear the announcement of title and family.
Nice.
As Title wanders in with an entourage.
Is that in the main hall where breakfast is, I guess?
Yep. Because it's a big clan hall and people gather on a regular basis.
And how many people does Title have with her? Him. It's him in this one, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Currently, but it can change. I love the whole concept of fluid identity. And for a water-based person, perfectly valid. So, Stefan, you wander into the this big place dedicated to Odin, god of thought and
Knowledge.
as well. I was going to say air aspected magic.
Okay, so it's an air temple.
It is technically an air temple. It has been a temple of Odin. But most of the Norse gods go around the air practices.
Yeah, okay. I guess I'd probably try and give appropriate blessings and prayer to the temple.
And you do find it interesting that your an amorous partner and child are all identified.
Okay.
Without having to announce yourself, you're announced.
Right.
So do all heads
I
turn
guess I
in
was getting
his
used to it
direction?
then.
Well, no, that means that they're actually with you.
Yeah, which is weird. But good.
You now have family in tow.
Yeah, I do. For now, at least. Yeah, do they also give prayer or anything, or
They seem very unimpressed because it's dry.
it's dry?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, because I'm the... Yeah, never mind. Yep, that was silly of me.
They like the water.
Yes, they do.
And water covers so much more of the planet than the land does.
Yes, it does.
Well, we could always hose them down with the decanter.
No, that wouldn't be appropriate.
I don't know, maybe the child would like playing in the water.
The child is like a teenager.
I'll politely greet the... what's his name?
The High Priest and Seer, as well as Jarl of the town.
Yes, I'll
region.
give them polite greetings and introduce my family, even though they already know me and my family, apparently.
Okay, so
Well, technically, his god does.
Yes, that's right.
So able to make that a persuasion roll to see how well you actually get across your niceties.
Persuasion. Alright, let's have a look. Whoops. That did not roll properly. That was... Yep, okay, cool. Oh dear. Well, that was a 4.
That was a 4. Okay, so in the middle of you trying to do your niceties, you get tugged on by the arm by one side by your daughter and the other side by your partner.
Okay, I politely stop and ask them what's going on.
They're asking why we're here. Having already forgotten why you told them you were coming.
To meet the people I'm traveling with and the person who's a follower of knowledge. We can ask questions.
Can't you ask questions of anyone? They basically start questioning you.
You're now being interrogated.
Okay, I will be interrogated off to the side as not to interrupt this place of worship.
You don't think Odin would mind terribly much, but hard to tell, you don't know him personally.
Yeah, and my roll did pretty badly, so...
I'm fairly sure they'll be very tolerant of family members.
Well, it is a temple, it is also a home.
Okay.
Having
It's probably just going to cost you left eye.
Yep.
having seen and heard the announcement, I dare say wherever we are, I would wave them over.
You see the rest of them sitting at a table, and Thala, the elf, waving at you, while Razzle just looks up, nods in your direction, and goes back to eating something while writing in his book.
Yeah, well, once I've been interrogated by my family, I will head over to everyone else.
And then we get to interrogate you. Where have you been?
Traveling with my family.
Your disappearance was rather abrupt. Was there an urgent situation?
I haven't seen him in 5 years.
Okay.
6 years, actually.
6 years. So I wanted to take the opportunity before they suddenly disappear in wibbly wobbly timey wimey drazzle stuff.
Nah. That is understandable, having spent as much time as we have with Drazzle.
You actually hear Drazzle chuckle as you say that. And your daughter gives him a big hug. Seems she knows him quite well.
Yes. Apparently Drazzle knew her before I did.
For several years, if I understand.
Yep.
Yes.
Did we end up going and taking her off to her inheritance, or?
Not yet.
Okay.
Wasn't your inheritance like inland?
No,
Yeah.
it was on the coast of the Etrugan region in a dragon city that is hidden from the outside world.
Yeah, the only person who can get there is Drazzle, I think.
Or another
For some
dragon.
reason I thought a dragon city would be somewhere inland.
Well, considering they can fly, and they can swim, and they can climb, there's lots of places
That's
they can
what they
go.
want you to think.
So with the return of Tidal, would we consider whether or not we would get in touch with Red Durin and pass on all the knowledge we've gathered so far and possibly seek out whether or not there are bits of information that take priority over others, like whether or not the crushing wave cult is something that we still need to pursue more information of, or whether that's changed, or whether our knowledge pursuit is equally divided amongst the at least half a dozen, probably a dozen cults that we've been briefed on.
I think the priority was a crusher wave, and we still don't really know much of anything apart from kind of where they are now.
Yeah.
So, we don't really have much to report.
Yeah,
You-
that's
You think they're either in Fairfjord or Jammetfjord?
yeah. I think
the
we
two
were going to
places you
head
think.
to one, and then if we didn't find them, we were going to go to another. Okay. Yes. Yeah. We were looking at the map last time, and we were figuring out that if we went to the closer one.
Well, both of them are equally close. You are here.
Yep.
Here's one.
Yep.
Here's the other.
Oh.
This little red line is a divider
Okay.
between them.
Did we figure out which one we wanted to go to?
You're the one that doesn't involve trolls.
Well, that would be
Yeah.
Jammetfjord because Verifjord is on the edge of Trollland.
Yeah. I think we had picked the troll one.
Because if you see the, if I switch over to the map so you guys can see a bit better, you can see that there is a dotted line coming out here. And that dotted line is in the troll-infested region. So wherever the, any place not surrounded by the thin red line is not a domain by human sense. Or civilization sense. So the reason you took a boat from Doverfell is you didn't want to travel through the troll lands of the north.
Yeah. So I didn't write it down, but I'm pretty sure we decided to go to the one without the trolls, like you said, Ross. So are we heading off there today then?
That's up to you.
Well, I was asking the group as a group because.
That was sort of what I was hinting at.
Oh, okay.
So, another boat trip?
The boat bypasses the entire domain. The boat won't pull in because there is no major settlement there. Which means that unless you want to go in and raid the area, they don't expect people, and they're mainly self-sufficient.
Is that the Jamsford people?
And
Jamsford?
the Fairfjord as well.
Oh, okay.
Both of them have no major settlements.
Oh, okay. So it's going to make things a little bit more difficult.
It does.
Which
Which means that if you do find the Jarl of the region, it will be the size of maybe 100 people at the most.
Okay. Well, we've got to start somewhere, I guess. And I did note here that Eldvin confirmed the crushing wave are in the region of Yemet Ford, but not necessarily 100% sure. So maybe head that way and see if we can find a Jarl who's willing to speak to us.
And there are a lot of cliffs along there, which is nice. Because you'd assume that a monastery dedicated to water would be either on the side of a cliff,
Yeah,
at the ocean itself, or on top of a cliff.
not inland, basically. So.
Yeah.
So are we heading off today, or are we doing other things while we're in Tromso?
Tromso.
This one's a big city, isn't it?
It is a town.
Well,
It's as big as Doverfell, but it is dedicated to seers, prophets, and fortune tellers.
we still need to get an item that we can breathe underwater that doesn't take up, or doesn't make it look like you're wearing a diver suit.
Oh yeah, we had discussed that. I think that was the session before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far, we only found a diver suit.
Oh yeah, that's right. And I bought it just in case someone else could make use of it. Wish my memory was a lot better. Alright. Well, I suggest maybe we should head off or explore the city. Does anyone have a yay or a nay in favour of either?
Well, we could probably explore the city and try to find out any more local
Knowledge?
news and that.
Yep. I'm good with that.
Though Drazzle does say to you he can cast breathe water as a spell if necessary.
Oh, okay. So that's less of a problem, provided he's not too busy writing in his book to stop us from drowning. That's not meant in a sarcastic, mean way. Just more of a this could possibly be the reality, depending on how we roll.
That is true.
So, does Title have more of his extended family here?
No, at this stage, just partner and child.
I wonder whether or not they might be willing to question people around the water, sort of born areas like the piers and stuff, about our crushing wave cult, because water people might be willing to talk to other water people.
I could ask them.
Right. So we've got Druzzle the Pimp. I should say Title the Pimp.
I'm not suggesting that they offer any kind of services. Just, help us seek knowledge.
Two beautiful women running around talking to people dressed like they are. With sailors and that.
They're not mermaids.
No, and I'm pretty sure they can handle themselves.
And normally they drown the people they have fun with.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was looking for the water breathing apparatus.
Oh, that's a good point.
Luckily, you have someone who doesn't need to breathe underwater.
Title.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps Title could do some questioning for us.
Yeah, I can do that.
If we head maybe down to the piers, because people down there are probably more likely to know about water cults.
Yep. Well, I'm sure me and my family don't mind going for a swim underneath, but I can ask other people while I'm down there.
Well, that would also mean that they won't have to be on dry land for as long, which I'm pretty sure they'd appreciate.
Yeah, they can handle dry land, they shouldn't like it.
Well, do we want to sort of head down to maybe some sort of pier-side market, if there is one?
Yep. Probably.
Either that or just head down to the closest inn to the pier.
Yeah, that would probably work as well.
It's about 1,000 steps down to the pier.
Are any of us in some way opposed to that kind of exertion?
No.
It depends on how big the steps are. If they're designed for dragons, yeah, I'll probably have a problem with that. But if they're
Well, they're designed for medium-sized people, so you see a lot of kids having to jump a lot to make the stairs.
I'd be willing to carry you.
No, I'm fine.
If you wanted carrying.
Because remember, I'm magically enhanced.
Oh, okay, yep.
Do you monk training stairs montage?
I also have.
No, it's Godfrey cartwheeling down the steps and then that showing off his muscles and that, but it's because of his addiction to his gauntlets of giant strength, ogre strength.
And you're basically going down the side of a cliff face where the stairs are basically above itself, going in U-turns.
Did you say there's a lot of pulleys and things?
Yep, a lot of pulleys and landings.
Are
to get
any of
things
them
up.
developed to help people get up and down easier and quicker, or?
It takes longer to go via the pulleys. Than
Oh, okay.
Because the pulleys will be for their cargo and that.
They can take people up, and they do just that. You then have to wait for the next one to come down.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're taking the stairs, you got your own base.
So how long would it take us to get to an inn somewhere along the water area?
There are no inns in the water area.
Okay.
Because
I suggested the closest.
Yeah.
the reason they have no inns there is very hard to get the soldiers from the upper city down to the pier.
Okay.
And they don't keep a lot of soldiers down near the bottom because by the time someone runs up to invade them, they're out of breath anyway.
I was thinking more along the lines of tourists and trade. They probably need.
They are closest to the pirates of Ostland.
Oh, okay.
And generally don't have a lot of visitors who aren't willing to go up the stairs and
I wouldn't really say they're pirates, they're more raiders of Ostland.
Oh no, they speak to them as the pirates of Ostland, is how the locals refer to the Ostlanders. They don't refer to them as raiders because they do raiding themselves.
I think the swashbuckling halfling's ejection is based on how he might be.
They don't really do most ship-to-ship combat. It's more ship-to-land, isn't it?
Oh no, the Ostland ones are the ship-to-ship people.
Yeah.
I think while
I thought there were Vikings as well.
They are, but they take out a lot of ocean travel.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
As island-based people, they stop people reaching them, and they will pirate passing ships as well as go on land. But
Sounds like they're multi-talented.
Yeah, they are. It's why no one else wants that region.
whoever's discussing it, Tyler will tell his daughter to race down to the bottom, and he'll race his daughter down to the bottom.
Can I technically phase step all the way down?
Well, you can. I think you can do 30 feet.
30 feet at a time.
But you can do the bink.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think you do. I'm not sure how many times you can do it though.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, because I don't know how often.
It might be once
Is
for a
it
short rest.
allowed, John?
It is, yes.
Once for a short rest.
Yeah.
Oh, I can only do it once.
Once before you take an hour's no
Oh, okay. Well, that's no good if you're in a race then.
Yep. But you can get a 30-foot head start.
I could also just turn into some sort of bird
That too.
and glide down.
Okay, so yes, I will give you a athletics or acrobatics roll for you, and I've rolled one for your child.
One for my child. Oh my god. This is going to turn into a dive off 1,000.
Well, she didn't roll a natural one, I rolled a dice for her.
Oh, okay.
I rolled a dice for her.
I'm going to dive off my child now for cliff. This is not good.
Does she look like she's going to go off the cliff?
You don't know. I said I rolled a dice, and Stefan Torres said I rolled a 1 on the dice. So what did you get, Stefan?
I got a. Let's see, athletics, so that becomes 17.
Okay, so you easily beat her down.
You're not a
Okay.
very good father. You usually let the child win.
No, that's not how we do it in Trugan. Trugan? Yeah, no, whatever it's called.
Well, you teach them to build up the stamina and beat you. And then you can never win.
Yeah, that's fine. You always want your child better than you.
Mhm.
They're your legacy.
This is true.
And she's quite happy to catch up with you and push you into the water.
Yeah, that's fair. I probably deserve that. Where's waifu?
Oh, she's already down, she beat you.
Oh yeah, yeah, no surprise there.
She didn't bother with the stairs.
No.
Yeah, she probably did the, quadruplex triple somersault splash, 10-pointer Olympic dive.
Then probably cast further forward right at the end.
Yep. Yep. Great woman, bit of a show.
So I take it the rest of us, if we're following, will be somewhat a lot behind.
Yep.
Perhaps maybe it might be worthwhile for us to explore more land-based information, well, tidal,
Okay,
plus
so
the sea-based
at
ones.
the various landings are different buildings and structures. So the
Okay.
pulleys basically, each pulley raises up to like a level. So think like Minas Tirith, how it has different
Yeah.
tiers of the city.
Yep.
This is a cliff face and it has different tiers, and each
Yeah.
tier has some infrastructure.
So as we make our way down, we could talk to people
Yep.
while we're waiting for pulleys and things if we want to,
Yep.
or just walk our way between each tier. I'm happy to kind of just make our way down there and hopefully Tidal and his family are able to get information just on their own from the seaside.
Okay, so Stefan, you make it down to the bottom with your wife or partner, however you refer to yourselves.
Yep.
What do you do?
I guess we all head into the water and head towards the nearest sea city.
Well,
Or-
nearest sea civilization that they know of is about a week's travel.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I was
about to say sea anemone.
sea
We could probably try and talk to any other local sea creatures or perhaps because I think I don't know if my wife has that ability, but I think she might. Otherwise, if you see any other, I keep forgetting the name.
sailors, ship people.
Yeah, that sort of thing, and also send our whatever we are again. He wanted to say a Trugan, but it's not a Trugan, it's something else.
Well, you came from the Etrugan region, but you grew up in Irendi.
Irendi, that's the one. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Okay, so do you tell your wife what you're trying to find information on?
Yes, the crushing wave comes.
Yep. She says, I can ask, or would you rather me tell you?
Oh,
How much do you know?
I know lots of things.
Well, I know you know lots of things, dear, but is it? Do you know where their location is? Do you know who their leader is?
Never met leader personally. They didn't taste very nice.
Hang on. Dear, you ate their leader?
No, I didn't eat their leader. I ate one of their people.
Oh, okay, right. And did you at least use salt?
Well, it was in the
Water is salty.
That's a
She
good point.
gives you that look of, I ate in the water. You spent
Yeah,
the last
that-
week,
that's
you've spent the
fair.
last couple of days eating in the water.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I kind of walked into that one.
Swam into it more likely, she says.
Okay, well, do you know of their location then? Or at least roughly?
Well, I know where I ate the person, she said.
Okay, well, let me know where you ate said person and we'll start from there.
Okay, she says it was probably about, maybe a day or two swim along the coast to the south.
Oh, okay. We might have to warn the others before we go that far.
It would be kind of nice to know that you're not going to be with us, so that we know that you are safe.
Yeah. And I guess I'll ask my wife, how many people did you see from this crushing water tribe at the time of eating?
Just the one.
Just the one, okay.
He wasn't very talkative.
Well, that answers the next
people usually
question.
aren't when they're being eaten, you know.
Well, it didn't start out eating him, but it finished with that. We got hungry afterwards.
Yes. I'm gonna tell my colleagues about this, and perhaps I'll discuss with them if we decide to go on like a trip to see where you ate these people. Sorry.
Well, while Tidal is speaking to his wife, is there fishermen here as well, or it's just only?
There are some fishermen, but not many because it's not a major fishing port.
Yeah, I'll just have a chat to them about the fishing, saying if there's, well, basically how the sea's been, if there's been any major monster sightings or anything like that, anything interesting that's happened in the last couple of months.
Or they go, no, we make sure of the prediction before going out, and if predictions are bad, we stay in. The fishermen say.
Okay. Well, has there been any recently bad predictions?
Oh, there's been lots of bad predictions over the last couple of months. So we get about 4 to 5 days a month inland, which is not such a bad thing.
Is that just purely weather, though?
They don't know. All they know is predictions are bad if they go out.
Yeah.
Oh,
The other thing, has the bad predictions increased recently?
No more so over the last 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
Sorry.
But then we don't travel far when we fish because, well, we are on a major line where the fish travel through.
Okay, so they don't have to go out because they're along a current, I guess.
They do want to go out a couple of miles, but they don't have to go out very far. But still, it's still dangerous.
Are there any sort of larger taverns or inns or anything in the area that we could possibly go and talk to people in?
About halfway down are the major inns and taverns.
Okay, I might head towards those, and whoever wants to accompany me can.
Okay.
And ask similar questions. Have they heard of Crushing Wave Cult? Are there any particularly standout sort of events that have happened? That kind of thing, like any big sort of news that's
Mom,
gone around.
when you turn the aircon, the thingy on, you need to have this open and the thing going. Otherwise, the whole thing just gets covered in water.
Have to get
Don't worry about me, I can mute myself.
Okay, so yes, getting back to it, you do go to one of those taverns with Drazzle. Does anyone else follow you in?
Yeah, the taverns would be great. I would probably get a meal in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which are we on? Have we gone downstairs?
You've gone about halfway down.
Yeah. So Title's
there's
gone all the way down to the seaside with his partner and his kid, and has found out that his partner has eaten one of the members of the Crushing Wave, and I'm not sure if he's gotten back to tell us that they were going to go a day or two down the coast to investigate that location where she encountered her after Happiness Meal. And while at that, Yodri and I in particular have headed halfway down to where all the major inns and taverns might be to just find generally as much information we can about the local area and what, if anyone, knows about the Crushing Wave.
Sounds good.
So you wander in. They have what they call potluck soup.
And what have we potlucked today?
They say if you're lucky, you will not have indigestion.
I might skip the soup then, but
And it comes with a free mug of ale, which also may either give you indigestion or stop indigestion depending on how good the vintage is.
do they have any paid for options that
Well,
might
that
be
is the page for
better
option.
quality?
That's also what we call troll broth.
They have any other options aside from these two things?
Water?
Really? That's it? No
Zol-
wine, no liquors, no bread and cheese.
We don't have much in the way of pasture lands here.
Oh, okay. Well, they might get it imported. So.
Oh, that
What about
normally goes up to the
fish?
top.
Okay.
But that's part of the potluck soup.
Oh, okay.
Visitors are welcome to drop donations into the potluck soup.
I'm gathering you mean hopefully edible donations, but I'll happily donate some money towards food supplies, but I will not imbibe ale nor potlucking soup.
Including other visitors in the pub.
Yeah, that's a concern.
I wouldn't be surprised if my axe beak. Wait, is my axe beak with me?
I know you had him in stables at the base.
That's right. I casually make a mention about my axe beak. I'm just like, I wonder if my axe beak, and then I trail off.
Yeah.
You are so used to having him around, and yet you don't mention your horse that often. I'm sure your horse gets jealous.
I do mention my horse.
Fried drum axe beak leg.
It's just my axe beak makes way more trouble than a horse.
I know, and he gets spoken of far more often, so he's happy.
Yeah. The activities have the effect that the axe beak wants, which is more attention.
Yeah,
is
this
that
is why
what
my
you
horse and my axe beak were fighting. So I've been trying to make them both wanted.
Yeah, I'm just wondering when the horses realise if it starts acting up, it's going to get more attention.
And exactly what it might be doing to outdo the axe beak.
It is technically more intelligent than the axe-beak, so...
It's a lot more intelligent than the axe beak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You could end up with a
The
serial
other thing is
killing
it's
horse.
not as violent as the axe beak.
He's more conniving. It's why I trust him with certain other things.
So this is how you get your bodies for necromancy, right?
No.
About to what?
No.
So while we're, at least while Yodri's enjoying
As is Drezzle.
as is Drazzle, are they willing to answer questions?
They are willing to answer any question you give them.
I asked them about the Crushing Wave cult or any of the other cults they might know about.
They pause for a moment and go, well, the only cult the owl permits here is the cult of Odin.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we
But-
might not get much local information in that case. Because the Jarl did say that he's turned them away some 20 odd times. So it might be that these people are pretty protected in the sense of having information about anything happening outside of their town.
I think we probably got the most information from the Earl
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the case, but I didn't object to spending some time here to learn about the township, so I might ask more specific information about, how long they've been here, what sort of things do they get
Well,
up to.
They tell you stories of art and philosophy and failed raids
Failed raids
by the pirates of Ostland.
on them, yeah.
Well, most of them aren't trained to run upstairs.
Okay.
And when you pour potluck soup on them while they're doing so, they generally decide it's not the best thing to do.
I think that's a pretty reasonable decision.
And
In
sometimes
light
they
of
join the pot.
Okay. Another reason why I'm not imbibing the soup or potluck casserole or whatever it is. Well, I guess if that's the case, are there any kind of particular places of interest in the township? Like, if their appreciation is for art and knowledge, like, are there museums or libraries or things like that might be worth visiting while we're here?
They have a great library up near the top.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, that is limited to seers and people with permission from the Jarl himself.
Okay. And do they happen to know what range of knowledge can be found in this library?
Apparently prophecies of the future,
Oh, okay.
or the past,
Okay.
or times that haven't happened.
Okay.
It's hard to tell. Prophets are very crazy people.
Yeah. I get that. How long would it take me to get back up to where the Earl is? Eldvin.
Alvin the Odd.
Yes. Because I might head back up to him and see whether or not I can get access to this library.
Okay, do you take anyone with you?
Does anyone want to come and go look at the library?
Yeah, since I don't really want to be eating other people. There's potlucks.
Yep.
That the chef says, waste not, want not.
That's fine. So yeah, I'll head back and seek audience with the Earl at his leisure and seek permission to access the library, and go from there.
Okay. So, what does Chauvel and Zal do?
I think they might be muted at the moment.
They might be.
But I was going to wander the streets and try to look for a store or something. At a pharmaceutical.
So, what sort of store are you trying to look for?
Weaponry.
You don't need any more weapons. You're as bad as
Can do.
Okay, so you do find a sign with weapons out the front of it.
Cool.
Chivalry is a weapon that goes sword every time you bring it out.
Yep.
And then shield
I don't need
and magic helmet.
Okay, so you walk in there and you find it is a place where they polish and jazz up your weaponry.
polish and jazz up my weaponry.
Yep.
Do I have examples of this?
Yes, they have a dirty sword and this really sparkly sword that looks like it's in covered in glitter.
Covered in glitter.
Pimp
Go
my
on.
weapon.
You know you want to.
That would be fabulous for a paladin.
No.
Yes, bedazzle your sword.
No.
Absolutely.
I'm bright enough as it is.
Make yourself brighter.
No.
Yeah,
Yes, you need a disco globe now.
exactly.
A floating disco globe.
No, that's my gimmick.
No, that's awesome. Bloody head.
Yeah, yours is more of a floating DJ that goes Zal.
Yeah, that's true. But I bet you could probably beatbox that.
Quite possibly.
Zal.
I'm
Zell,
sure my
Zell,
dad's
Zell.
got to beatboxing my name. Just casually.
He does.
Just to prove a point.
So are you leaving the shop then, or?
Yeah. I realized this was a mistake.
You could ask if they've got a less sparkly version of
No.
no?
No, I think his sensibilities have been offended.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one shall be glittering their weaponry like this.
And as you leave, they say everything's better with glitter.
No. No, it really isn't.
Do they sell like little pots of glitter?
They do.
I would buy one and stash it for later. No reason.
I absolutely know where that's going.
For a gold piece, you get 10 doses of glitter bomb.
Yes. Perfect.
Is this the kind of glitter that sticks itself to things?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Zal might be creating her own disco ball out of a paladin.
Maybe.
I like thinking that my arm will just shine in different directions, blinding more people.
I was thinking of sprinkling it in your fiery hair and seeing what it did.
Yeah.
I really hope the glitter's flammable. And you'll find out very quickly.
I wonder if it's flame-proof.
Yeah, I asked them if it's flame-proof.
They go, no, it's actually quite flammable.
Oh.
There you go.
They say it's a fantastic weapon to throw at invading pirates while they're coming up the stairs carrying torches to burn us down. Imagine getting glitter fire to the face.
So would you say that's more like a disco inferno?
Yeah.
They say they believe it is a disco inferno. They agree wholeheartedly with you and give you a free sample.
Oh, cool.
They don't throw it at you; they give it to you.
Yeah.
Would have been funny if they threw it at him. Here's a free sample.
Yeah.
I considered it, but I was making sure I was correct in the wording.
Yep.
I'll buy my glitter and follow after the paladin.
While you're picking that up, I will give you a perception roll.
A perception roll. I didn't
perception
find
roll.
my dice off. Can you take?
Just be careful, because if you can't find your dice, Martin might roll for you.
That should still be like up on the in not right in front of you on the cover.
I know. I didn't get the dice out for it. The dice is better.
So I have this ready for whenever people forget their dice.
Bloodlust.
Precision curse dice.
I have dice.
Instead of the natural 20, it has a 1 in place. So you have 2 1s on the dice. So I'm more than happy to roll that for you anytime.
To be honest, M's dice are already cursed enough.
Yeah, I really, really, really don't need help there, Mark. I'm just saying.
Just trying to encourage you to go. Well, it can get worse.
Yeah,
No, we really can't because it's M's dice. What's up, Bob?
Unless, of course, Josh rolls them, in which case it's fantastic dice.
I know.
Actually, it's my new Japanese dice really like me though. Deception is
16 plus my dex, is that right?
Perception is based on wisdom.
Oh, wisdom.
That's how well you notice things.
I think that's only plus 1 then, so that might be 17. Let me just double check that.
Huh? Hello, Tom.
Chart sheet, because, that's always useful. Perception plus 2. So that's 18.
18. Okay, so as you're buying the bag, you see they have magical items also for sale, including potions, weaponry, armor. But they mainly deal in glitter because that's what a lot of the locals seem to enjoy throwing at each other.
I'll have a look at the other potions while I'm here then.
Okay, they have bunches of potions here. So I will bring up magical items.
Oh, God.
And what else we got in potions? Potions. Okay, so they have the potion of healing. They have quite a few of those basic potions. They have potions of climbing just for those people who just don't want to use the stairs.
Yeah, that might be useful getting back up.
Hey, 25 gold to ignore the stairs is not a bad thing.
How much, sorry?
25 gold to ignore the stairs.
Yeah, I mean, considering how many did you say there were? 1,000?
Yeah, there were 1,000 stairs.
And we're about 500 down at the moment.
Paladin's not even breaking sweat. Because the paladin can't sweat.
You all the sweat?
So they have the halfling filter of love, which if Chauvel was there, would remember the smell of.
We know this story now, don't we?
You do.
Okay.
You even got to see it.
Oh, that's right. We had a motion picture of it. That's right.
Yep. Kind of a very detailed one, really.
I pat my dad on the side and go, yeah, thanks for the imagery again.
He starts playing it again for you.
And I suppose someone's going to put something over Dad's head for a little bit.
I'm just going to ignore him. He's doing his thing now.
Everybody else will be watching it then.
Yeah.
You're ignoring your father?
No, he's playing the thing. It's good. He's still on my ears. It's not like I'm totally ignoring him. It's not like I put him down and just left him there. He's like, no, this is what it's spelled. It's fine.
They have a.
Doesn't your dad also float?
He does.
When he's not tied down.
Yep.
No, he's not tied down. He's generally tied down because he likes to float away.
And you have they have 2 potions of water breathing.
Ooh, that would be good.
How much are they?
They are 200 gold each.
Ouch. Yeah, I think we might just get thrown to cost if we need it.
That is the cost price of them.
Yeah, wow.
I gather I'm not there because I went up to the old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hopefully I get told about it and I can go back and get it.
Okay, they also have potion of mind reading.
Ooh, tempting, but no, that's probably like stupidly expensive too.
Drinking and think what Chauvel's saying.
Only 6,000 gold.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, I probably have the money, but no.
Then they do also have the potion of flying.
Also to help you up with this.
To help you down? So they help you get down and up in relative easy fashion.
Don't worry, it's only 15,000.
Oh. Yeah, maybe not so much.
But they also have a bottled thought as well.
Bottled thought?
Yep.
I'm guessing that's like 30,000 or something.
No, 50,000.
Oh, 50. Oh, okay. And chump change.
It is a legendary item, and they have one in stock.
Wow. I ask more about it, not the fact that I'm going to buy it, I make that clear, that I'm not interested in buying it, but more interested in how they've acquired such a unique item.
Well, it's not technically unique, they say. It is fairly hard to get, but considering this is a center for the one of the gods of thought, especially the leader of the pantheon and head of the sphere itself, having access to thought-related items is probably the best chance here.
Right, okay, that makes a bit more sense then. But still, it's an interesting item to see. I don't think I've seen it anywhere else before.
Well, we get one from the temple each year.
And people buy one? Or have you got like just a whole bunch?
I only got one at the moment. They will make one when we sell one.
Oh, okay, right. So
because they make the money. We have sold them before.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Mainly air practitioners want them. And people who want to use mind manipulation magic.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Well, it enhances magic. Makes you think faster.
Ah, that's cool.
And allows you to combine some air magic as well.
Sounds like an all-in-one potion, really.
That's why it goes for 50,000 gold.
Yeah, no, not even I have that much. Just looking for how much money I've got. So that
For a single-use item.
Is it single-use, is
Yeah,
it?
single-use. 50,000 gold a use.
What was it called again?
It's bottled thought.
Bottled thought. Wow.
Fort. I thought you said port.
No, thought.
Well, considering
we
it's...
we know where Yodri's mind is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yodri's mind is still in the gutter. Good to see.
Gutter? Port is not a gutter drink.
Gutter drink. All drinks are gutter drinks. This is Zal speaking, by the way.
All drinks make you end up in the gutter.
Well, technically they all do in the end anyway.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so while you guys are looking at potions, or at least Zali is, while everyone else is outside waiting for him to come out, we have Thala and I think Yodri was following you back up to the top.
Yes.
Yep.
So yes,
Because we'll end up having to go back up here anyway to leave.
Yeah. Well, technically, if we want to leave, we have to go all the way down to get our mounts.
Or get your mounts brought up by someone.
Yeah. But I figure if there's a great library here, it's worthwhile seeking admittance to at least even just look at it and be able to, see the structure and everything that it's got. And, pursue more knowledge, which I'm pretty sure the Earl would condone, I'm guessing, but I don't know. I'll ask.
And as well as if they've got any more information, or if there's any information that could lead to either identification or more knowledge about pilfering.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so as you reach the top, you find Alvin is waiting for you at the top of the stairs.
Yep. I'm not surprised by now, knowing of the prophetic capacity provided by his god to him.
Mm-hmm.
I gather he already knows why I'm there.
He seems to know, and he waits for you to come, and then just starts walking off to a building off to the side.
I follow, presuming that he already knows what I'm doing. I do.
I laugh if it's the outhouse.
If it's the what?
Outhouse.
Outhouse. Yeah. It could possibly be.
That might be where their sacred scrolls are kept.
Yeah. Yep. Sacred scrolls.
Yes, the room of meditation.
Yeah. Now, that's one way to absorb knowledge.
Okay, so yes, you find yourself in a small building with little alcoves
Yep.
all around and runes around the room.
So when you say small, are we talking?
Probably smaller than our bedroom.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, but there's alcoves.
Yep. Like little parcel shelves.
Okay, and are there
Each has multiple scrolls on them.
scrolls in them? Yep. Okay. This is
It
very
says,
interesting library.
this is our library of knowledge.
Okay. I presume there's some sort of magical aspect going on here in terms of the storage of all this knowledge.
This is preserved, yes.
Yep. How does one make use of it? Does one just grab a scroll? Do they think of a question? You know, is there a...
Generally, you know where you want to go, and it will lead you to what you're looking for.
Do I know where I want to go, and does it lead me to what I'm looking for?
But usually you need a guide if you're not actually from here.
Okay. Yeah.
You are not a follower of Odin, and this is a library of Odin.
Okay. How would I then obtain the appropriate guide? Is he that guide, or...
He can be for a short time.
Okay.
Ask one question, and he will see what he can find. But you only get to ask one question between you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll defer to Yodri, because I'm pretty sure you're super keen to get information about our young alien friend, and the knowledge that I would seek would be more generic in terms of taking care of my tree and stuff like that. And that's knowledge that I can probably seek separately, hopefully.
Yep, okay. Basically, I'm seeking more knowledge about my little green friend here. That I've been calling him Pilfering.
Perhaps maybe more specifically about his origins.
Well, I'm actually after any information.
Yeah. And perhaps maybe if any of his other people are in this realm or on this world, I guess.
He says, only one question, he says.
No, I'm more talking to Yodri in general, rather than that being the question. But I understand Yodri's question is basically, I'll take any and all information.
Okay, he closes his eyes and crosses his legs and starts to meditate.
Okay. Quietly sit beside him.
Okay, so now we're going back down to Stefan
Sparkle
and
Heaven? No.
Tidal.
Yep, Water Heaven.
Mm-hmm.
So you just found out some interesting news about takeaway your partner picked up.
Yes, yeah.
She's still got a hand if you'd like it.
Oh, pass, thanks. You can save that for later.
Do these water nymphs, just out of curiosity, I know I'm not there, but do they absorb the knowledge of what they eat?
Not particularly.
Okay. Well, just would
No, I
make it
think-
interesting if they did.
I think sea hags do.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Their reputation is they do.
Yeah.
What are you implying about my wife?
Well, the implication is not one of poor repute, I would say.
I meant what Yodri calling her a sea hag.
Oh, okay.
No. Sea hags get memories. Nymphs are just basically sharks of the water. If there's dead things in there, they clean up all the.
So more
Good.
specifically, they're tiger sharks or bull sharks.
Okay, I guess I will ask them to head to shore so I can find them again, but stay in the water so they don't have to stay on land. And then I'll try and see if I can contact the others and let them know what I've discovered from my water nymphs.
Okay. They're more than happy to have some fun along the shore while waiting for you.
Sure, just don't kill anybody.
They can't guarantee that part.
Try not to eat anyone.
A girl's got to
Yep.
eat, they say.
I understand that, but when you're trying to make friends with the locals, it doesn't help when you eat half of them.
Well, she's not going to eat half of them, just a little bit of them.
Just make sure no one's watching.
So start with the eyes, she says.
Yes.
She likes your
darlings.
idea.
Just do what you want.
And your daughter's nodding emphatically, believing that that's sound advice too.
Yep.
Yep. I'll let them do what they want, and I'll head back to the
Cross your
shore.
fingers.
So what is
For
it?
the
So they're going to
best.
start also eating the fingers. So that was it, fingerlings.
Yeah.
Yes.
Heads, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Yeah. So you start heading up the place. You do see the Axbeak is sitting perfectly calm, pretending nothing's wrong, and it's all happy, while a big horse is just staring down at it right next to it.
Interesting.
You recognize it as Drazzle's horse.
Oh, wait, it's calm next to Drowsel's horse?
Yep.
That's creepy.
I believe it is frightened of Drazzle's horse.
Yeah, I'm not going to be there to watch what happens next, so I'm just going to let that be. It's not my Axbeak, so
Hey, Drazzle's horse hasn't eaten a stable hand in a long time.
it hasn't. But the fact was that was on a light snacking day, like heaven forbid a full meal day.
Okay, so yes, about halfway up you come across Chauvel outside a what appears to be a weapon shop, as out comes Zal with what appears of glittering liquid in small little capsules.
Huh, interesting. I will greet Cheval and inform them of my discovery.
Paladin!
I will rub my eyes and rub the paladin words out of my eyes first. Then I will talk to Cheval. And I'll let them know that my water nymph partner has previously eaten one of our crushing wave comrades or cultists, whatever you want to call them. People. And they can take me to where they last found them / ate them. So it'll take me a couple of days apparently in terms of swimming there. But if you want, I can come back afterwards and let you know what the location is, because we may have an estimate on where their location is.
To remind you, she said it was along the coast.
Yes, along the coast. Yeah.
So technically the others could travel along the coast as well.
Well, you go ahead to
Did she say which
reconnoitre.
direction along the coast?
Yes, to the south.
South.
Okay, cool. I'll let them know as well and mention that then, that they can follow on land and like we can head
Yep.
via sea. If they're happy to do
Is
that.
that part of the land safe, or is that back into troll territory?
Not troll territory yet.
Yes.
Jamfjord is got at least 2 Yaldums between it and Trolldom.
So, at the moment, that's not too bad.
It's not too bad. Okay, so yes, around that time, the High Priest finishes his
Orphan?
ritual.
Yep.
And you see one of the shelves light up
Okay.
with a bright glow.
Considering it's Yodri's question, I gather he will interact with it.
You see him get up and walk over to the shelf and pull out a scroll and start unfolding it.
Can I read over his shoulder?
You do, it's full of runes.
Can we read the runes?
You've never seen runic form before.
Oh, okay. Does the guide able to translate the runes?
He says you can understand most of it, but it is not easy.
Okay.
It's old language.
Okay. Well, unless Yodri has some sort of runic capacity, maybe we just need to rely on the High Priest's translation?
Oh, yeah, basically we'll have to wait for him to finish reading.
Yeah. As long as he's willing to do so?
He is. He looks through it and says that many times people from the stars have come and visited this world. And he believes you work for one of them and you
okay.
carry one with you.
That's interesting.
But they don't come from the same people.
Yeah, I'd be guessing that. Does it happen to mention perhaps why someone so young has been possibly left behind? Or whether or not there are more of his kind somewhere reachable?
He does talk of vessels from the stars crashing,
Yeah.
and more than one vessel has crashed.
Okay, so it might be that they crashed and he was left on his own. Yodri, do you have any more specific information you want to see if the guide can tell you?
So one crashed near the first Elven civilization.
Oh, okay. Considering that I'm a follower of Isendal, would I have an idea of where that would be?
That was destroyed
Okay, so
by
it
what
was...
the elves call the Rain of Fire, which is why the elves think technology is evil.
Oh, okay. This is good to know. When it was destroyed, do I know kind of what the history of that destruction was?
About 4,500 years ago, the civilization that the elves think of as accursed almost blew up the planet, shifting the axis tilt and moving places that were livable into the Arctic zones.
Okay.
That included the first Elven civilization.
Okay. So that might suggest that Pilfering's over 4,500 years old.
It's one, but I believe it's more recent. I thought it was more of the incident that happened, like, was it 500 years ago or something like that?
And they do have references to something landing in the Dwarven Mountains.
Yeah, gnome sort of area, I'm guessing, because the gnomes got him from the dwarves?
The gnomes got him.
Yeah.
They didn't actually say they got him from the dwarves.
Okay.
But
But they share, like, the dwarves are below and the gnomes are up high.
So the Dwarven area is this whole region of mountains here, and they sort of say it happened somewhere in the region not far from where Emdrak's family location was.
Okay, so it might be worthwhile travelling back there at some stage. to see if there's any local history recorded.
Well, it isn't a cursed region.
Does that mean we can't go there? Or?
No, it's just that it's a cursed area.
Okay, yep, alright.
Though it did sound like an airlock just happened.
A what?
Airlock.
Oh, right.
With someone doing a soda stream.
Oh, right, yes, yep. Do you want a soda stream?
I probably should, yeah.
Yep. I'll do that while Audrey asks any more questions he wants.
What else would you really like to ask?
Let's see. Is there any way that I'll be able to communicate to him?
He looks at the child and even though he does have white eyes, he seems to pause for a moment and goes, he's sure you will communicate with him when the time is right. He seems to understand you at least.
Maybe he's learning your language.
Well, he's been hanging around for at least 500 years, so he should know something.
Yep. Possibly he doesn't have the right vocal cords to speak our language.
No, well, the thing is, magic doesn't have any... Actually, that's the other thing. How come magic doesn't have any effect on him?
He comes from where magic doesn't exist.
Okay.
Not everything from the stars.
Is science there?
All he says is there are places where magic doesn't work, and where he comes from is one of those. There are people who magic cannot be used upon.
Okay.
And there are
So is gnomish technology, is that magic based?
some.
That's probably the reason why it couldn't work.
A majority of their technology is a combination of magic and technology. The gods have modified technology here to, they say, for safety.
Because of the elves screwing it up.
I presume
He does not know. Well, all he knows is that science is not encouraged.
Why?
Isn't that nearly similar to studies of magic as well?
Magic is different to science. But history does say that magic also almost destroyed the world. Just that it wasn't as devastating. Magic ruined the Yalarum region, he says, which is to the south of the northern reaches.
Yeah. Is it in that? Okay. So basically I'll have to be patient.
He said you shouldn't have to wait too long. He's sure you'll come across it in the next year.
Actually, I think by that time we'll be back to the land of dinosaurs.
That depends on if that's where you wish to go.
That was a nice little island. Nice tropical.
He says there is a group of technophile cats, but they are not from the stars.
Okay, I thought all of the sentient cats came from the skies.
Well,
Above.
they come from above the skies, but do not come from the other stars.
Okay, so they're native here, but so pilfering's from basically another dimension type thing.
He does not know what that word means. But potentially another plane of existence might work.
Oh, that's what I meant.
And if he does, it may be why magic does not work on him. So we'll move back to our glitter party. You wish to head up and follow where the others went, because you do know they went up to the temple. That's Stefan, Em, and Josh.
Yep.
Oh right, sorry. I forgot I was part of the blue party now. Well, now that I've informed Cheval and
You do see a rather R-rated moving picture on the side of the wall where a skull is projecting what appears to be a scene out on a balcony.
Oh, that's right. Kyle doesn't see it.
I'll kind of shrug and wonder how this happens, but at the same time I'll remember to try and ask Jazzle about it later. He probably knows about it, knowing him.
Can I have a fork to go?
Yep.
So he just nods his head when you sort of gesture towards the wall, and he shows you book with a picture of a skull and light coming out of the skull's eye.
Mm-hmm. How come you haven't invested in this kind of stuff, Drazzle? Like, you get people seeing your book as well as reading it.
Yeah. I'm surprised.
Drazzle not have ancestors' skulls to put their spirit back into.
Wait, that's the techno ancestor skull? That's a bit high. Okay.
Is Zal's ancestor and has ancestor spirit trapped in skull.
Right, okay, well, that makes sense why you don't have that access then. I can't see you randomly grabbing one of your ancestors for that purpose. Well,
Drazzle has no ancestors.
I saw that.
Drazzle technically can have no. Drazzle has no potential children either.
As I pulled her away.
You have no children.
Drazzle cannot have children.
That's kind of sad.
Drazzle neither male nor female.
I know why.
You have ancestors, Drazzle? Surely.
Drazzle not have ancestors.
How? Like, you're one of the most popular dragons I know of. You must have some kind of ancestors.
Drazzle have
So I was looking for the cat's bowl, but I can't find it.
Drazzle have no ancestors and no descendants.
Oh. I'm sorry, Drazzle. That's kind of sad.
Drazzle is an experiment.
You're an experiment?
Drazzle was made, not born.
Oh. Okay, why did your dragon, the bronze dragon fight? No, why did they decide to make you? I mean...
They have reasons.
I guess so. Oh, it's secret dragon business, so I shouldn't ask, but
Wobbly dragon business.
Yeah.
Well, first time Tidal asked dragon business, so Drazzle's sort of confused why Tidal interested in dragon business after 7 years of traveling with Drazzle.
Yeah, I don't know. I always assumed that you were related to all those dragons?
I have in the past when we've been with Drazzle mentioned that I do talk to him about his origins and history, so this may or may not be news to me.
Well, he's very close to about most of it.
Mm.
And turns out that they do call themselves Dragonborn, but they're considered born of a dragon,
Yeah.
not actually born from a dragon.
Yeah. Dragon magic, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Dragon? Yeah. Oh,
So,
I'm Bolton.
What about the you remember horse? Is horse also made? Not born?
Horse born.
Oh, horse is born. Okay.
Yep.
What is horse born from, I wonder?
Egg.
Interesting.
On the name.
Considering it looks like a horse.
No, you think that, but yeah.
Mm.
Just wait till you see it in your stable hands.
Yeah, no. I totally understand that he's not a horse, because he's not really even assembled completely properly.
Horse assembled properly.
Well, he's not assembled in the same kind of shape as regular horses.
Drows are not like regular horses. They're not as flexible.
The horse has certainly proved himself flexible. What about an yogurt? You don't
So
like
yes,
yogurt.
which means you have reached the top and have run into the others outside the Great Library, which is the size of a small room, but still a great library for a place like this.
Yep.
By the way, I thank the High Priest Earl for his time and the opportunity to both witness and use the Great Library.
He does say, in that case, could you please refer to him as Jarl?
Yeah, yep.
Earl,
Jarl, yeah, okay. No.
he knows your ways are different, but
Oh, I didn't mean to say Earl, I meant to say Jarl, but I have a really sore one-sided jaw at the moment, so
he says, "You're all right."
yeah. Until the swelling goes down, it's hard to say some words.
And he doesn't mind if your halfling friend goes R instead of Jarl.
Yeah. Talk Like a Pirate Day will be really interesting if the game ever falls on it.
It has a few times.
Arr. And I asked what Cheval, Zal, and Tidal have been up to. Maybe.
Well, my wife's been eating cultists, so that's something.
That does sound like something. When and does your wife traditionally eat other people?
Drazzle pipes up with, Drazzle, no, she eats more than she meets.
Okay. How do you eat more people than you meet?
She spends more time underwater.
Oh, okay.
You asking their name first as opposed to not.
Yeah, okay.
And most people can't talk underwater.
So if Tidal wants to go ahead, when is he planning to do that? Is it going to be like today? And we'll probably leave the following day, or is he going to wait overnight?
Depends what the rest of you guys want. If you want to leave tomorrow, I could spend some time with my family today. And then we could all head off tomorrow. We'll go via sea and along the coast, south coast.
Well, it
And
seems
you guys
to
go
me,
via land.
I don't know what time of day it is by now, but I'm presuming a good part of the day has
About
passed.
half the day has passed, yeah.
So starting off in the morning kind of gives us more daylight to cover more road before we need to camp on the road. So, you'd be welcome to spend time with your family and kind of, since you're going to get there ahead of us anyway by water, I would presume it won't kind of matter when you leave, and you can always spend time with your family as you're travelling.
Dragil shakes his head and says, most likely quicker via land than water.
Oh, okay.
We can walk straight there.
Okay, alright. Well, then perhaps maybe it would be better for you to leave before us, so we don't kind of over travel, I guess.
Yep, that's fine. I can do that.
But we should talk about how you will be able to communicate to us where you are in relation to where we are. Like, can you see the sea from the road that we're travelling on?
There is no road.
The path, I guess.
There is no...
The cliff tops?
You could probably see from the cliff tops depending on how tall the cliffs are.
Okay.
And at this stage, the cliff tops where the Jarl's place is built is about close to... probably close to about 1,000 feet from sea level.
Yeah, okay.
So each step a foot up.
Is there a town south of here where we could meet?
Yeah.
There is a town south of there called Sadorn, which is way past where the place is, because there are no major settlements in Jametsfjord.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm wondering, whether or not there's the Dungeons and Dragons equivalent of a flare or something that we could organise.
Bible.
Pardon?
Bible.
I was going to say dancing lights, but
Yeah.
Dancing lights is probably the best one.
Yeah.
Because you can make that circle or location.
So, if Drazzle seems to understand that it's faster by road, does Drazzle have...
Drazzle faster overland.
Overland, but yeah. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought. If it's faster overland, how much of a head start would Tidal need so that we're both roughly at the same point at the same time without, like, going too far or not being far enough along? You need a day's head start or 2 days? Does Jocelyn know that?
Okay. He pulls out his book and starts looking ahead.
Oh, okay, yep. That's interesting. Do we know that he is a person who moves through time from, like, say, Tidal and Drazzle himself, I gather?
Neither have said anything about that.
Okay, so even when I've been talking to him at night times...
His tenses just don't seem to match up most of the time.
Right. Am
Well, we're travelling during day, aren't we?
Yes.
Normally, yes.
Okay, so... Right, it takes longer by... Let's see.
That's
yeah, don't worry,
right.
my idea's probably not going to work.
What's that idea?
Well, I have, like, the Call to the Wave cantrip, which is, I can basically shape water into a 5 by 5 feet cube, and I can raise it like 30 feet. So basically I was thinking of basically swimming near the surface and then creating a mirror and angling it so that it'll kind of reflect, so you guys can see roughly where I am and facing these mirrors every now and again. Also, it'll fall back in the water after, like, a minute or whatever of casting it, but almost like a signaling kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
like use reflections to to signal through using the sun to create the light and the water as a mirror.
Yeah, because I don't have the dancing lights cantrip.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
question.
I have dancing lights.
Yeah, so you get to respond back by using dancing lights, perhaps.
Considering
Yeah.
I can
Mhm.
use sea animal shapes, they only last 4 hours, so don't
Yep.
they? Okay. And I have to have a short rest before I can do.
You have to have an hour's rest before you can do it, but you can do it so many times per day.
Yeah. Because it might be that I could accompany Tidal, because I've got access to cantrips like dancing lights, I think, and so I could do the dancing lights signal.
You could, but you can't do it in animal
You
form.
right?
So I could always come up on the coast where we are and then cast it from.
So you can do it twice per day, and each time you can do it for 4 hours.
Okay. 8 hours of travelling time would probably slow us down.
8 hours is the rough day's travel.
Oh, okay. So it wouldn't necessarily slow us down more than what it would be if Tidal was on his own?
Not particularly.
Okay. So that's kind of an option, because I can cast dancing lights. So we could always make an arrangement that on the evening of each day's travel, you guys look out for dancing lights along the cliffside coastline. And since you're likely to be ahead of us, if we can figure out roughly how far you guys go on land in comparison to how far we can go on sea, we should be able to calculate roughly being in the same area, at least in terms of seeing dancing lights.
And when you say that, Russell closes his book and says, "It took Tidal 2 days to travel."
Oh, okay. Alright. So, is that just Tidal, or Tidal and me? Was I with Tidal?
He shrugs.
Okay.
The problem is that the answer he gives you may not be in this particular timeline, really wobbly drizzle thing.
Okay. I'll ask you more about that later. Logistically, does anyone have any better ideas about how to... Should we just get on a boat and, like, commission, like, a ship or a boat of some sort to just go out by sea with all of us, so that we don't have the problem of trying to find each other? Or any other sort of ideas for a more straightforward tactical sort of solution?
Well, the only problem with that means that you also need to hire a crew.
Yeah, but it wasn't too expensive to get the... It was 100 gold for getting over here, and we overpaid by a bit.
But that was for passage, not for hiring a ship. In a ship that was going that way anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I don't know that we'd have to hire a whole ship. We could hire just a smaller boat. I meant, we don't have to hire a vessel that is as large as a ship. We could,
Just hire the front part.
No.
Just teasing Stefan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's possible we could see if there's a smaller but adequately sized seafaring vehicle that can transport at least us. But we do need to bring our mounts with us, so that probably means we need a bigger boat anyway. And that might price it out of our price range. Can we acquire at the docks? This would probably be towards Tidal directly, I guess, as to whether any ships are going south anyway.
Well, I'd have to ask the local
Yeah,
dockmaster
but-
here or fisherman, because I'm not from this area.
yeah, but considering you can get down those stairs a lot quicker than the rest of us, you could possibly pop down this afternoon and find out if there are any ships that are going in that direction anyway, and then we could negotiate passage with those ships to at least take us to somewhere near where the scenic encountered the crushing wave person, and possibly we could get just a longboat over to the shore at that point and then send it back, and then maybe make arrangements for them to pick us up at some other point, or to wait and put down anchor while we investigate, depending on whether there's land close to the area, etc. You know. Does that sound...
I can definitely ask. I don't know how well I do at persuading people of things.
Well, since you're asking about passage anyway, I don't imagine they'd be particularly reticent with that information.
Could I actually work out roughly how much a boat will cost? What they're after?
What they're after would probably cost a lot more than passage if you want to have it wait. If it's just going to drop you along the shore there, you better hope there's a docks, or you may be at the bottom of a cliff with no way to get your horses or
How much was
carriage
that
up.
climb potion?
That was 50.
So we could technically buy some climb potions before we set off. So
You need a lot for the animals as well.
I'm guessing the climb potion works for them as well, or I could transform into a large enough animal that can transport the mounts up.
Generally,
rock.
you can't turn into a creature bigger than the horses. You can turn into something a size for a horse, but nothing bigger than a horse yet.
I understand that, but are there creatures like there's creatures like eagles that, while they're not very big, can actually carry, triple their weight capacity, because even though they're compact, they're built for that kind of eagles can actually pick up small like baby deer and little dogs and things like that.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure you've got many flying creatures like that. I'm just having a quick
Yeah.
look through.
I think eagles that big will be classed as monsters.
Well, I'm just using
So you have cat, elk, panther, wolf, reef shark, black bear, octopus, warhorse, and next level you're getting bat.
Oh, okay, so I don't have any real flying creatures. I was under the impression I had a couple, but we may not have put them all down on my thing because we never quite finished building the character.
Yeah.
Well, the other side of it is possibly I could possibly accompany Tidal, and then we could come back and get you guys and then go by path to that area.
What's up, what's that?
And you guys could possibly wait in Tromso while we go find out where it is, and then come back and lead you guys to the spot, rather than going to the expense of hiring a boat. It'll take us more time, but it doesn't mean we're not exactly on like a strict schedule. So there's possibly, you guys could, like the people who stay behind, could either gather more information or have a few days rest, or get some downtime or something like that. Well, we go ahead and find out where this place is and if it's close to land and if there's a logistical way to get there, and even if there's more information to find there.
Waiting on someone else to respond.
Well, how far away is this other village? The Serra, the one that was past our location?
Sadorn?
Sadorn. Are we talking like a week past our location? Are we talking... Well,
It's
not
88 miles away.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's
Why
why
don't you
it
see-
might be quicker for, say, you and I to go out, figure out where it is, and then come back and then travel out overland. And since overland's going to be quicker, we might spend 2 days going out, 2 days coming back, and then maybe another day going back out. Which is possibly quicker than having to travel 88 miles, and it's probably a lot cheaper than hiring a boat.
88 miles is like, what, a week of travel?
88 miles, you generally travel by boat. You could do that in 2 days,
Oh, okay.
maybe 3, depending on how well the boat goes.
So, my next question would be, is the Sidonia Township further away from the point where we need to get to than the Tromso town that we're in already?
Because you don't know exactly where it is, you're not sure.
Okay, yeah, no, I have.
Having not seen it,
Yeah.
having not got it on a map, and
Yeah.
having not asked that many questions of the person who has seen it.
Yeah. Perhaps maybe then we should try and get more information out of your partner about exactly where she encountered this person, whether it was on land, on the shore side, and
I
whether
believe
or
they
not
were
they were-
underwater trying to swim away and she decided to eat them.
well, that would presume that if there's some sort of human, or limited by the same sorts of things, as in most bipedal land-going beings can't swim much more than a few miles out from shore. So I presume that meant that whoever this was closer to shore. Perhaps she can tell us, like, was this person swimming with a group of people? Were they in the water for leisure reasons, or were they trying to conduct a ritual? And
I think my understanding was it was just a singular person she encounters in the water and they happened to be a cultist and she ate them.
but
So there wasn't too much information, but
well, is
the
that
air-
because you didn't ask her specific questions? Because as we know of many of Martin's characters, if you don't ask the right question, you don't get the information. So should we actually confirm rather than presume that did she actually say he was all by himself? Or did she just say she got a human?
I believe she said it was all by himself.
Martin? Is that what she said?
She said something along those lines, but not exactly.
So it won't cost us too much time to go back and just clarify, and even if we come away with the same information, at least we've confirmed that it's accurate rather than making assumptions that the guy was alone. It seems kind of unlikely that a cult member would go out swimming to sea on his own unless he was on some sort of pilgrimage as part of his cult. So it's possible that there are other people there, but she just didn't think that you wanted that kind of information.
Perhaps, but I can definitely ask, and
Yeah.
that's not an issue.
Yeah.
But
Well, the other thing I might suggest is also get a map and just probably ask where.
I have a feeling that maybe maps aren't going to be a full hat for.
Well, of the coastline.
But I'm not objecting to trying. I just have a feeling that, based on Title's other interactions with her perception and notion of land in relation to sea is a little bit more vague. But I don't think it's necessarily. It's got to do no harm to ask.
Yeah, it's also mapping the oceans isn't as simple as you can map a land.
Yeah,
as a water-faring people, it's something you know more than something you
can tell
draw.
others.
You can map the currents though.
Yeah, so it might be that if we can get that kind of information. But I have a suspicion, based on our other encounters with the people in this township, that when it comes to the sea, they don't have a lot of geographical information about currents and things like that, because they've said they don't have to go very far out to do their fishing, and they don't spend a lot of time exploring beyond where they go fishing, which would suggest that 1 to 2 days travel from the township would be a bit further.
They're also, these are air-aligned people, so they have affinity with air and moving on top of the water, not about the water itself.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I was saying, but not as concisely, because I have a heck of a toothache and shoulder pain and stuff.
Okay.
Tidal will go down the stairs and just ask about inquire with the dockmaster about the current ships available, which are going southbound along the coast, and how frequent they are, and also inquire with his wife further questions.
Okay.
While everyone else does other stuff.
He says there is one ship going south, a Minrothad merchantman.
Okay. And
which is to you basically a rival island kingdom.
Oh, okay, right.
So the equivalent of east versus west, or north versus south, or any other sort of ideology difference.
Yeah,
whereas
so it's a dislike, not an actual warring state.
They clash on occasion, but more in the sense of football fanatics clashing than in the sense of invading people. So you come from an adventuring lifestyle of people where they admire adventurers more than anything else, and that sort of belief, whereas the Minrothad people come from trade as being the center of everything. So their leaders are merchant princes.
Okay.
And the guild leader is more important than the nobility.
Yep.
So I gather that means that just because they have a difference in belief, they won't necessarily object to passengers, but they won't be more helpful than they need to be.
They will judge through the nose through it. They are one of the most expensive ships to charter.
Yeah.
But once you make a deal with them, they'll keep the letter of the deal, if not the spirit.
Yeah, so you got to watch the contract that you make with them in order to make sure that you don't end up with the exact opposite of what you're trying to get.
It's believed that they and the gnomes are amongst the worst in the contract writers of the world.
Oh, well, you know, Yodru's schooled up on gnome bureaucracy, so it's probably not a far leap for him to cross over into this one, but...
well, the other thing is they'll also use a lot of nautical words, which I'm familiar with.
Yeah, that's true.
And apparently we're just time traveled again.
Yep.
Just kidding.
That would be interesting.
Okay, so Stefan, Tidal meets up with his partner down by the docks. She's throwing fish heads into the water.
Yep, that's fair. I will inquire if she saw multiple people when she was eating said cultist
Oh, she's seen lots of people, yes.
that particular day?
She thinks for a bit. Yep, she saw lots of them there, just that he was alone when she saw him.
Okay, and did any others look like they were wearing the same things he was?
Oh, they all wear the same sort of thing there.
Can you describe it to me?
She describes a big flowing robe.
They're in the water in that?
No, they weren't in the water.
Oh, okay.
Not once did she say they were in the water.
Oh, okay.
It was an assumption.
Well, that's kind of like why I thought it was worthwhile going back.
And when he was alone, she introduced herself and had her fun.
Okay. Did you leave the person in question alive afterwards, or did you eat them?
Well, she still got a hand. She told you that earlier.
So you took their hand as a souvenir?
No,
No,
for a bite
I
to eat.
think she ate everything but the hand.
Right, okay.
Meal to go.
The question would be how many other people were with him originally, and how close to the water were they, and what kind of shoreline, was it a sandy beach or cliff or cavern or, that kind of information.
So we should let Stefan ask.
Yes. Sorry.
I will, basically ask her how far away they were from the coast and how many were there, if there were multiples of this people.
Well, she says there was water coming down off a tall cliff, and most of the peoples were up on the tall cliff over the river flowing off the top.
And was this water falling into the ocean, or was it falling into a river?
Falling into the ocean.
So it's an outlet street. Yeah.
They do have a hidden room under waterfall where she met the person and ate them.
Right.
Well, at least now we've got a way of figuring out where they are by land.
Did you access this place via the waterfall, or did you access it via the land?
By the ocean, under the waterfall.
Under the waterfall. Okay, so it's accessible that way as well. Okay. Do you think if we saw it again, you'd be able to show me which waterfall it was?
She said only one waterfall on that part of coast.
Right, okay.
And generally only comes off the edge after heavy rain.
Oh, so the waterfall doesn't exist unless there's heavy rain?
We're in a bunch of, in a town full of people who use prophecy, so it could be that we could ask for a weather forecast. And I imagine there's not too many rivers on that map, so we could just extrapolate which river would most likely end with an overflow into the ocean in heavy weather.
Well, each of those little squares is 8 miles, so it would be the equivalent of a creek.
Okay, yeah.
So no, the thing that wouldn't be too wide, but would most likely take the rainfall and then you'd probably see the after effects of the river for about 2 or 3 days after a rainfall.
Okay.
But still be called a river.
The creeks on any maps, is it likely to be?
Not that they have, because it's not a heavily explored area. It's not their domain.
Well, it could be that we just stop at every quicker encounter and see whether or not there's a cavern below it. We've got tidal with us, and
more of it if you stop at every creek you're going by. If you're going across the top, look for the one that has the keep on the end of it.
Yeah.
Then if you're going along the bottom.
Yeah, that's kind of what I intended to mean. Talking is
Hard.
very painful.
Yep. We'll see. You take a break, take a breath, have a yogurt. We'll finish. And what does everyone else want to do? Do you want to send some people out by water? Do you want to try to charter a boat? Do you want to go across land?
I
And
think if we can find where this waterfall location is, we could possibly pinpoint it by land.
you can. It's roughly where the O in Gemmetford is.
So why wouldn't we go there, and if Stefan's partner wanted to, and him go ahead and we meet them there, they can like scout ahead, and we can meet them in like the vicinity of the waterfall.
Because the cliff face is like it is where you are, quite high in that piece. Probably actually higher. I'd say it'd be up to 1,000 feet at least.
Oh, okay.
So that basically means that we do have to buy lots of bottles of potions of climbing.
Or go across land, which is at the same level.
Yeah, I was going to say, we could just go there via land, and if we really wanted Tidal and his wife to go by sea to confirm we've got the right spot, well then we could, one or two of us, make our way down to the cavern that she can access via the sea and just get confirmation there, and then possibly only need one potion of, or 2 potions of climbing to get back up to the top and let Tidal's wife and daughter get back to their seafaring life, if that's what Tidal's happy for them to do. But we could possibly do without her altogether.
Sorry. Let Stefan. Go, Stefan.
Yeah, we could do that.
What would you like to do?
Yeah.
Well, we've discussed quite a few options, so
If they didn't want to split the party, we would have to go overland.
Yeah. And my wife, doesn't like traveling on land. I believe she can.
She can, yes. Considering you found her inland.
Yes, but she was trapped there.
She was.
So it sounds like if we want to stick together, maybe we go via land or something.
Yeah, and you can hose it
take
down
our
at
mounts. Yep, I bring lots of water with me anyway.
I believe you have someone with a decanter of endless water.
Yeah, a few of us do.
I have one, and I can create water
I
as
think
well.
most of the party has one each.
Yeah, that's how I summon my little steed.
Because
Yeah,
I
that
can
will
create
use
little,
big puddle of water.
sorry, whatever my daughter calls herself now. She doesn't like being called Little Pool.
Well, you get to make up the name.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I'll have to think about that one.
Okay, so you spend the rest of the day putting plans together about traveling overland. You have your steeds brought up to the top, which does take a few hours.
Wait, weren't they already up top?
No, they were kept at the base.
Oh, right, yep.
Because you can't take carriages and horses upstairs very well.
Yeah, sorry, I was confused as to which location was up and down.
All good. And you finish the night up again at the top with the all your animals stabled at one of the top areas, because they do have stables at the top as well. Because they do ride in the region around Namahead. He has roughly 16 miles of land to his name. When you count all the bits together.
Mm.
Maybe a little more.
Mm.
But not much more.
You'd say it wasn't an overly large township, but...
And he does have a rough passage cut through into the hills beyond,
Yeah.
which the sun goes through at, gives them a sunset. Otherwise, sunsets many hours beforehand.
Yeah.
Which means you don't have to go over the mountain bridge to get out.
It gives a shortcut through.
And considering you're feeling sore, and I can hear Stefan feeling sore a few times as well, did we want to do the, say you set off the next day and do finding the monastery of the Crashing Wave next session?
Well, I don't mind playing for a bit longer if people want to.
I just checking with people how are they doing.
I think going all right. It's just depending on how everybody else is.
I'm good as long as I don't do lots of talking, which I can refrain from doing. But I was mostly filling in long silences.
They're not that long at the moment, but yes.
You know me.
I know.
My perception of a long silence is rather short.
All good.
I don't mind going on for a little bit longer.
Okay.
I don't know how long Em and Joshua were planning on going for.
Just trying to check in with them.
You guys there? Hello?
Well, they're still in the call.
They might be muted and...
They're not muted.
Might be busy with baby.
Yeah.
They might be busy.
Yeah.
Well, they could have fallen asleep. Or they're not being able to actually talk because of technical difficulties.
I suspect if there was falling asleep happening at this time of night, it would be rather gratefully received.
I was teasing with that. Go, Josh.
What's going on?
We're just trying to see if you guys were still up for going for a little bit longer, or did you need to call it a night? Because I know you guys have been busy as well.
Yeah, we don't mind. We're just putting Bob to bed right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go a little bit longer?
Yeah, we can go a little bit longer. We'll put ourselves on mute just for a little bit.
All good. Okay, so yes, you get yourself together, spend another day there. Another night, I mean.
Insert travelling montage here.
Lots of singing and dancing and...
So we're going to be
revelry.
really tired for our next day out.
Well, you normally, in a 24-hour day, travel only for 8 hours.
Okay.
So you've got an 8-hour window to just sit, relax, and enjoy yourself.
Or in my case, a 12-hour window.
That too. And in the morning, because morning is very sharp and brisk when you're on top of a mountain cliff pointing to the ocean, where the sun rises. You set out with blessings of
Odin?
Ivan the odd
Elvin.
I-or-E-Y Vind.
Yeah.
Ivan.
Yeah, it's hard to actually figure how you pronounce that.
Ivan is closer.
Yeah.
But you probably want to roll the R a little.
Was it E-Y-V?
Roll the V like maybe.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen. So the High Priest of Odin wishes you luck on your journey and says you should reach the destination before the sun falls.
Okay.
Okay, that'll be good.
But of course, wherever you reach will be your destination.
Yeah, that's true.
And he says that while he laughs and walks off with the inside joke for Asia. The equivalent of when you're looking for your keys, you find them in the last place you look.
Yes, Prophecy Murphy's Law.
Well, hey, it's not like you're going to look anywhere else once you find what you're looking for.
The logic does remove the purpose of continuing the search.
Okay, so you have a very happy to get out of confined spaces next to a horse Axbeat.
Confined space, did you say?
Yes, stalls next to a horse that smells wrong.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, you mean like actually still behaving himself?
Well, he's been sabled with the same Clydesdale the entire time.
I think he might actually get rather exhausted at this stage.
He doesn't look like he's slept much.
Yeah.
I asked my Axbeat, do you want to stable with Artemis?
The Axbeat just twitches a lot because you've tried that a couple of times, but every time you come back, he's always in with the with horse.
Okay.
And no one knows how he gets there.
I'm pretty sure Horse has decided that the Axbeat is his best buddy.
Would you like to sleep with me tonight? Question mark.
I'd say they're...
Nods vigorously.
Yeah, vigorous. Enthusiasm.
What I'll do, Martin, is I'll bunk with Artemis and the Axbeat in the stables.
And you wake up with horse in the same stable with you.
In our stable?
Yep.
Yep.
You didn't think there was room until you see that he's got his hooves in the ceiling.
Hooves, question mark.
Okay, I'm confused. I can't talk to him, can I?
Nope, he's not a horse or an animal. Or a beast. Speak with animal does not work with that.
I'll ask Drazzle what language horse speaks.
Draconic, I think.
He looks at horse and says, "Speaks horse." And he pats his horse on their head. Horse-like bird.
I'll bet.
As in like horse wants to eat my Axbeat?
He shrugs. He does not know the distinction between the two.
I'm slightly worried for my Axbeat now.
Well, he hasn't eaten him yet. That's a good sign.
I guess so.
And he's been very behaved since the horse came into the stalls with him.
Yeah, I don't think behaved is the right word, but anyway.
Terrified?
Yeah, that's been more like it.
So yes, you managed to have an interesting morning wake up.
Mm-hmm. Did my Axbeat sleep at all with us, or just...
Twitched a lot, but did sleep.
Okay, well that's good. But having nightmares.
Well, what would you do if you kept waking up with a predator bigger than you?
Yeah, no, it's just kind of funny. He's getting a bit of his own medicine, but I'd keep that to myself.
And your horse has no problems with Drizzle's horse.
Oh, Artemis is probably relishing in the fact that it's taken an interest in the Axbeat.
Mm-hmm.
I should actually start calling Axbeat by its actual name. He doesn't have a name.
We all know,
No.
Do we?
but we don't actually know the
I
name.
don't know if we've ever actually said what the Axbeak's name has been.
It's Chocobo.
Oh yeah, it is too. We have mentioned it, but
But not very often.
Yeah, it was back when I
No, because I
first
normally
started
struggle
playing.
to horse my Axbeat. I'm trying to start using their names because, I should actually do that.
And as you set off, you notice that there aren't even animal paths up here. They don't have herds. They don't have lots of animal products. They mainly buy that from other regions. So this entire area lives off the port itself, and the fact that they pretty much sell their prophecies as their core business.
Okay.
Which is why they also don't get raided very often, because they can pretty much empty the port before the raid occurs.
I guess it's good following the god of knowledge and seeing.
It is very good doing that. And it is also very bumpy for Drazzle in the cart. Which means he's walking most of the way.
Yeah, sorry about that, Joshua.
He shrugs, the same sort of shrug he says about whether or not his horse wanted to eat your bird. He seems not too fussed about most things.
Very chill.
Yeah, you'll get used to that.
I'm used to more people asking questions, but okay.
Well, basically, it's going to be a very quiet ride because there's hardly any animals in there.
There are hardly any animals in there. Having most of his region is fairly dense until you start going deeper inland and enter the pine forest. And as you enter into the pine forest itself, you realise you're starting to get in his the Jarl's border territory between Fairfjord, Jammerfjord, and his location of Namahead. And you slowly make your way through various mountain areas and pools, traveling south. So it would take you roughly a day's travel to reach the coast. And I will get whoever's leading to make a survival roll.
Wouldn't it be Tidal?
I think Tidal, because his wife knows
Yeah.
the area.
Okay.
Okay, so Tidal's making the survival roll.
Oh dear.
No. I mean, I could do it, but...
That's not too bad. It's, could be better though, it's a 14.
Okay, so you keep pointing in a direction, and every now and then your wife bumps you slightly and points it slightly more to the left.
Yeah, that's fair.
So she seems to have picked up where you're supposed to be going.
Yeah, I will not argue with that wife.
we follow her.
She rarely says much. She's more about pushing you in the direction.
Does his daughter talk much?
Oh, let's see. Yep, she talks non-stop.
I'll try and engage with her and find out more about her way of life.
So you find she talks for almost an hour straight without a pause, not giving you a chance to even so much as change or answer a question.
So
As
she's based on me.
Didn't actually say that. But I'm sure you've met many kids who can talk for hours without even noticing that no one else has said a word.
Yeah.
As she's describing life in the sea.
Oh, I just listen.
It comes across as very chaotic, very up to whim and chance, and mostly traveling in darkened areas that people don't live. But there are kingdoms at war down there at the moment as well.
In the ocean?
Yes.
Oh. I ask them more about that.
Well, there's the merfolk and the Sahuagin warring over something she doesn't care about. She never asked.
Fair enough. How old is she again? 5 or 6?
6 years old, but looks
Yeah.
more like a 15, 16-year-old.
Right. So they age quickly?
Age fairly quickly.
Right.
And it basically describes people that look almost humanoid to those that look more fish-like.
Yeah.
And can't really tell you which is the better one because she's not really friendly or against either.
Yeah. Sorry, Martin, what were they again? Were they water genasi as well? Or?
The 2 girls are water nymphs or undine.
And the
Yep.
warring realms were
Merfolk
merfolk.
and Sahuagin. I might have to look up how to spell that for you.
I think if I just spell it the way you sounded it, we'll figure out what it is if we need the information later.
All good. And at the end of the day, you indeed do see what appears to be a keep on the edge of a small river. Overlooking the ocean.
One we weren't expecting?
Well, it doesn't look like it has been used until recently. It looks as if it was ancient, fallen into disrepair, and has in the process of being rebuilt.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Because you can see a lot of burnt blackened stone at the base and a lot of clean cut stone above it.
So this is probably the area that the people along our way said that this cult is trying to create as their own territory on this continent. Because they've existed for a long time, but not on this continent.
And that is if it's a cult that we're looking for.
Everything points towards yes, but yeah, we still have to...
Grelzel says every belief is a cult to another person who doesn't believe it.
Well, yes, but, some are better than others.
And some are worse than others.
So it's true.
So you can see that there is a small gate on near the riverbank.
So is there like a fenced off or walled off area around the keep, or is it...
The keep goes right up to the edge of the cliff and partly over the cliff.
Okay, and is there... I gather some part of it is on the land of the cliff. Is there any sort of sectioned off sort of area that separates the keep from the rest of people? Like, can we just walk up to the keep's door without any obstruction, or...?
You can walk up to the gate at the wall of the keep.
Okay, yeah.
without any obstruction.
Yeah.
So it's like walking up to the front door of a house sort
Yeah.
of thing.
That's what I meant.
But it is walled, and there would
Yeah.
be a gap between the wall and the inner place.
Yeah. Is there any guards?
The door is currently shut. Seems to have a 2-story gatehouse attached to a round tower,
Okay.
and the gate itself looks to be a set of double doors of new timbers with iron bands around it.
Okay. We could just walk up and say hi, or we could wait till the next morning and camp kind of just out of view.
I mean, I don't see why we can't go up. It's not like
Well,
What time of day is it?
It is coming on sunset.
they haven't indicated any outward hostility or violent behaviour, just a very fanatical devotion to their crushing wave religion. So I guess if we were to present ourselves as being open to finding more about this religion, they'd possibly be more than happy to talk our ears off about it.
yeah, because we need to find more about them, not just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know do anything drastic. So
Yeah.
I don't see why we couldn't go up to the door
Yeah.
and say hi.
Yeah.
Okay, so who goes forward and knocks?
Zal will do it.
I was
Okay.
going to say either the paladin or Zal, but maybe Zal, because the paladin might.
The paladin might be a
Wrong
paladin.
opinion.
Yeah. Fire versus water people. It's probably going to be some sort of clash.
That just stereotypes. We get along ever so fine.
You're right.
That's steamily.
Okay, so knocking on the door, you hear a clattering sound and muffled voices from inside, and then a small window opens above the gate, and you see a guy with a black beard and blue tinted skin look out, going, "What do you want?"
I greet him. I tell him who I am. I
Saying a 2-ounce swallow can carry a 3-pound coconut.
what?
Is that a European or a different type of swallow?
I don't know. Josh is being weird.
Yeah, he's Monty Pythoning.
I didn't get the reference.
And no, they have no grail here.
Oh,
I asked them if they're open to having travellers come into their place.
He looks at you closely and says, "You look well armed for travellers."
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We're an adventuring party, but we're not here to make any trouble.
He sighs and says he's not heard of one adventuring party who's not looking for trouble or kicking down doors. He's not heard of any adventuring parties who aren't looking for trouble or kicking down doors.
Well, I knocked, didn't I?
You did knock, so that is the rare thing. He's used to them kicking down doors and looking for trouble.
Well, as I said, we're just more seeking information about the region, so we're trying to be not violent and kicking down doors.
So does he have your word that none of you will raise arms against them?
Provided they don't raise arms back. Or first.
So you're answering for Zal?
No, sorry,
All
it's
good.
just me thinking aloud.
Oh, good.
Can I, like, jokingly raise my arm?
let's go by home.
Legs don't count as arms.
Yeah, just don't annoy the paladin, and we should be good.
Oh,
Paladin.
he says as long as they're not too preachy, they sure they'll get along fine.
No, he's alright. As long as you get sunlight. Sorry, she's alright. As long as she gets sunlight. So maybe put her on the sunny side. Yeah, we'll put her on the roof. You know.
Okay, so he calls down for them to let you in as you can hear him coming down the steps inside. As the great doors open up, he is about 5 feet tall, so shorter than the locals.
And is he human?
He is human,
But you said he's got blue skin.
blue tinged skin.
Blue tinged skin. Have we ever encountered people like that? Like, has the group, because they've been around?
Most of
longer
the
than I
people
have.
that Tidal grew up with were blue tinged skin people.
Oh, okay, so Tidal might recognise.
That basically means water alone people.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I'm slightly blue skinned as well.
Oh, yep. Oh, of course, yeah, you are. I've seen.
And title's blue as well.
Yeah,
And at
yeah,
times you're blue.
yeah. Sorry, I did forget.
La-di-di, la-da-da.
I'll take the Corvette, please.
The blue house with the blue window, though.
I don't mind the blue house with the blue window either, but definitely the Corvette.
And once they do open, the insides have been painted shades of blue.
I like what you've done with the place? Question mark. Think of the paladin. He's a bit salty because he used to be awarded an Aussie.
Oh, they feel so sorry for you. It must be horrible to be a fire genasi. That would be the worst thing any of them could imagine.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I think it matched my temper in the end.
Yeah, I think he was like one of those people that got born into the wrong body, so he changed it.
Okay, so when he greets you, he gives you a hug.
Cheval or?
Each of them,
Oh, okay, yeah.
except for Cheval.
Fair enough, really.
Well, I said don't talk about the paladin, so I think he's taking my word to heart.
And he welcomes you to the what they call the River Guard Keep.
River Guard Keep. Nice.
Guards the end of the river.
Guards from what?
He shrugs. He's not the one who named it.
Fair enough.
He thinks it's a silly name, and no one would really want to come here anyway.
Speaking of names, does he have one?
Yes, my name is Holger.
Holger? P-O-L...
H-O-L.
Holger. Sorry.
Yes. He doesn't have a pole hidden anywhere. He's sure about that.
Oh.
Sorry, did I hear Hodor or Holder?
He's very close to Holder, but he's H-O-L-G-E-R.
Holger.
As I discovered today, I have trouble hearing H's and F's.
I have trouble pronouncing H's.
Well, they play your list of words and you figure out which ones you can hear better than others. Which is interesting.
Well, computers that listen to voice don't pick up H's well from me.
Yeah. Oh, the recording that they play with the voice is like from the 70s though, so that's funny.
Okay, so leading you into it, there's a 30-foot passage through the gatehouse where you can see them lifting portcullises at the other end. So it is a well-defended location.
Yeah,
just
wow.
from that perspective.
Do you get many people trying to make trouble with you?
Rarely a second time.
I can see that.
That's what you aim for.
Would aim for not the first time, but can't have everything, he says.
Was there something particular that led to them choosing this spot with which to settle?
He was available.
And where were you got? Oh, pardon me. Where were you previously?
Across the seas, far away.
Far
Many
away.
months trouble.
3 months.
Many months.
Or many months.
Yeah,
He lost
so
count. It was so long.
Wow.
could have even been close to a year or more.
He shrugs. Time is not really that necessary.
Carry on. Sorry, scratching couch. Not allowed to scratch couch.
I was just trying not to yell in the microphone.
Yeah, unfortunately he keeps doing it unless you do the high voice and the clap.
Yep. And so yes.
Is Theron telling you that he wants attention?
Yeah, pretty much.
He's more using his adorable face to get away with scratching the couch until you make it known to him that you might be loud and noisy in his direction if he doesn't stop.
Fair enough.
Okay. So he leads you through the other end of the gatehouse into an area that's a small courtyard with bare dirt and tufts of wiry grass, where there's a stable in front where he directs you to house your horses for the time being. And whatever that bird is, he said.
That's my XP.
Kokobo?
He's better behaved recently.
He wonders if diet might be doing it well.
Diet?
Because diet does make a difference with temperament, he says. If you are what you eat.
Yeah, I'm sure that's it.
What has the XB been eating lately, if anything? Because if he's behaving, he's not attacking things. So what food is he? Is he like starved or?
No, I feed my animals. I'm not heartless.
Well, normally he feeds himself, is what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
it might be that you've not had to feed him up until now.
Yeah, but sure he hunts, but there's also times when we're in towns where he can't hunt.
May I reference the leg he was found holding at the Knight's Rivets Inn? As an example of perhaps maybe even though you weren't aware of him hunting while he was in town, he might in fact have been hunting. Not that I object,
No, I
but
find the defendant guilty. The axe had a leg in its mouth at this time.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he didn't eat the person. He just stole his leg.
Don't think the person survived.
no.
That's another story.
He is a thigh person after all.
He is a what person?
A thigh.
Oh,
He really likes thighs.
she's into thighs.
Yeah. He collects
Just
them.
also
thighs,
good
do you just get
squids and-
cut off at the knee and at the hip, or is it
Well, normally you get the all the way to the foot.
yeah, okay. So it might be a leg bird, rather than a leg man.
But always managed to get most of the leg.
Yeah.
So the stables are in bad shape. Most of the stalls have stuff in it. It'll probably take you a couple of hours work to clear it out enough to use it to stable your animals.
I'm happy to do that.
Sure, why not? We'll help around.
I've got some skill with wood, don't I?
You should have. Most people should have.
So if there's minor repairs or small repairs I can do, I'm happy to do those as well.
Most of the
Or if
roofers,
you got men.
most of the roof is caved in, which not much of an issue for storing the animals here. Just that it does mean that if it rains, they might get a little wet if they're in the centre.
Oh, I don't mind helping towards making some repairs to make it a little bit more comfortable for the animals. Being an animal occasionally myself, I can empathise with not really wanting to be wet when I want to be dry.
Okay, so you spend a bit of time working there, and afterwards you were invited to eat with the rest of the um, people
Cult?
nearby.
Are there a lot of people?
Well, you don't see that many at this stage because you've just been working in the stables. But it is a fairly extensive fortification, and you've only been in a small part of it.
Okay.
And looking out, it does extend a fair way out over the cliff.
So hanging in midair type deal?
Some of it is hanging over the cliff in midair, yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm presuming based on what Tidal's partner said, there's also an underground section, which we probably haven't seen yet.
Which you haven't seen yet, no.
What,
Okay.
is it overhanging, like, as in because the cliff face has fallen away, or is it like built over?
It looks like through erosion, part of the cliff face has the where the river has gone has eaten away through some of the foundations, but they've built over that,
Right.
So they've repaired it and gone a bit further?
or restored some of the fortifications over where the river had just cut through it. And you can see that it does have a small area above the cliff and a small area down below with stairs going down cliff walls and ladders. So
Probably not as sophisticated as our Air Odin town folk.
nowhere
but
near as sophisticated or old.
Similar, yes.
But it does look all new and not with the skill or workmanship of the other place either. It all looks rough hewn and sturdy.
Pragmatic.
And you have about a offered a place to rest in a room filled with 9 double bunks. Where you can see about 12 people in there already, who are also setting up for the night, welcoming you for evening meal.
Nice. And join them and I guess start chatting about I guess who they are and what they're doing. And
Oh, they say they're the guards for the keep.
Guards of the keep.
Yep. So they've stayed with you with the guards just for safety, which is attached to the barracks, also just for safety.
Yeah, I could have been cautious, but I'm hoping so far we've shown that we're
Guards of the keep.
here to make trouble for them.
Don't suppose there's a dragon wrapped around the keep.
Not yet.
Thank goodness.
So, Dreadrozzle's sleeping with you guys.
Huh. Dragon made, but technically looking like a dragon born right now.
Yes. And horse looks like a horse right now, so
But is also draconic.
yes.
Can I technically speak draconic?
You can, but the horse can't.
Yeah, okay. Okay. It understands it, but doesn't speak it. Okay, fair enough. I think you said in the past that it doesn't have the anatomy to talk.
And the ability to, it's.
You
Sorry.
can't say too much because
Can't
it's
say too much,
supposed to
no.
be a
Yeah.
mystery.
Supposed to be a mystery.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Okay, so you guys set up for the night, and I think I will do morning in the keep next session,
Okay.
as I am crashing pretty badly myself right now.
Fair enough.
All good.
But
At least we got somewhere.
you did get somewhere. You did find the place, and they do confirm that it is the monastery of the Crashing Wave.
Oh, nice.
Finally reached our
Yeah, still a bit
destination.
disappointed there's no surfboards around.
Yeah, they may be downstairs though. That might be how Tidal's partner ended up with an after festivity meal.
They might teach us the cantrip surfs up.
Yeah.
Or surf and turf.
Yeah.
Probably both. It's probably what we're having
that's,
for.
That's more of a paladin thing with the surfs up, especially with the lance.
And so yes, you get a rather peaceful night's sleep, surprisingly.
Even
Well, the
Kokobo?
crashing waves and that does make a nice rhythm to sleep to.
This is true.
It is true. Hearing the sound of the coast is one of the few things that Yodri has missed for many an adventure.
I've been in the desert for a good amount of time. I bet in the ocean is a much needed and welcomed change.
It is.
Yeah, unfortunately it's not in the tropical area, so I can't really go for a swim without freezing.
Don't you have a cantrip for that?
Yeah, but that doesn't really help that much.
Oh, okay.
There is a spell called Endure Elements that would help.
Maybe you should learn that.
What was that, Stefan? Thought I could hear you in the background there?
Oh no, I didn't say that. I said I could learn that. It'd be interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so if you want to stay and chat for a little bit afterwards, that's fine. I was thinking of putting it to the end credits now and talking to you afterwards.
We'll stay for a bit.
Okay.
I might have to head off because it's been a long day after hospital visit and broken down car and yeah.
I can understand. You go rest up, Stefan.
Alright, thank you for gaming. Good night, guys.
Yep. Catch you later.
Good night.
See ya.